Bindi and Maddie breathed a sigh of relief as the man trudged away into the national park carrying the tiger cage. They hadn't been caught. The truck was parked on a rough side road at the boundary of the national park. I don't know about you, but I cannot sit here and do nothing. Bindi hopped down off the truck. Maddie nodded. Let's follow them. After walking for over an hour, the kids were exhausted and dehydrated. Bindi was also beginning to worry about how would how would they find their way back. If it hadn't been easy to follow the men as they tracked the tiger, but with no path to guide them, getting back to town alone would be much harder. The men slowed down as they reached a clearing. Bindi and Maddie watched from a distance, hidden by the thick scrub. The men looked frustrated. They had obviously been unable to find the tiger. Bindi felt like cheering. She and Maddie stifled their happiness as they watched the men argue. Hopefully they would give up now, whispered Bindi. That is exactly what the men looked as they would do until they were interrupted by the growl of a certain male tiger who never forgot a face. He looked even more impressive than Bindi remember. Maddie drew a quick breath. The tiger was huge with massive paws and sharp, shiny teeth. He let out a terrific growl that echoed through the humid rainforest. The men were terrified. They ran back, tripping over each other in their hurry to get away, but the tiger was chasing them. One of the men reached inside his jacket and pulled out a gun. No, cried Bindi, standing up before she had time to think about what she was doing. Bindi's cry distracted the man with the gun. He turned to see where the noise had come from, and at that exact moment the tiger swung his great paw in the air and swatted the gun from the man's hand. It flew into the air and landed in the bushes out of harm's way. The two other poachers fled up a nearby tree in terror. The man who held the gun crouched on the ground, petrified, staring at the tiger who stared back at him. The only defense left was the empty tiger cage. The man scrambled over, crawled inside, and locked himself in. This seemed to please the tiger. He stopped growling and turned his majestic head to Bindi and Mandy, who was standing rock still close by. The kids held their breath as they locked eyes. With a full-grown wild tiger, with a flick of his long tail, he dismissed them, striding gracefully into the forest and out of sight. The children knew they had witnessed something extraordinary. The tiger had let them go. Wow, said Bindi. Double wow, agreed Maddie.